played by NetNet. And just looking at the table, I mean, they got fourth place, but it was really, really close between them and fifth place. They had both 5 wins, 4 losses, and pretty much getting into fourth place through the sort of game difference of how many games they won versus what they lost. So very tight getting into that top 4. But now here they are playing the top 2 team for a chance to make it to the grand finals.
Yeah, indeed. As you imagine, it was so close. It was a 3-way tiebreaker, and they just barely got through on game difference. So, yeah, for ECC9, you know, they could have very easily not been here, but they're proving that, you know, they're not to be messed with here, even though people were doubting them coming to it. So, taking out Galactic Esports first, and what I must say was a overall convincing performance. I was, you know, tuning into a bit of that series. And now with Symbiotes Scorn, of course, it is going to be a new challenge. In fact, very quickly, look at what the most recent result in league play was against these guys, and see how they stacked up. And as I'm seeing here, it was actually game 5 last time. Symbiotes Scorn won that, but again, it was similar in the last instance where Galactic Esports and ECC9, that was also game 5. Galactic won that, yet ECC9 came out here. So maybe this is where ECC9 playoffs, where they can really do the damage here and get those wins they need.
Well, you know, my favorite, I mean, on paper, you look at it on paper, that close 3-way tiebreaker for NetNet to get into the top 4. On the other hand, Scorn looking good. Yeah, seven wins, only the 2 losses. So in theory, technically, on paper, Scorn should be taking this. But in competitive Rocket League, after a long season, you know, the seasonal league players, you realize, you know, you can lose one here and there. This is now home time. Whoever loses this goes home. The pressure is very different. So it comes down to whoever the favorite is, who shows up on the day, who pops off, who has a good day, who has a bad day. So we're going to see it in a best of 7 if NetNet can step it up and overcome the second place team.
Yeah, indeed. That's just the beauty of playoffs. There's entirely different scenarios of league play. You know, when you know if you lose one, I mean, sure, it's a double limb bracket. For a team like ECC9, they've been playing on one life the whole time because they started in that losers bracket. So far, they've done a good job. And now Symbiotes, they used their first light that was given to them, you could say, in the winners bracket finals, as we all saw. They went down 4-1 to Zendia. I figured they could have made that a closer series, but nonetheless, instead they are said to be top dogs here, and no one could stop them currently. So I'm interested to see how ECC9 they can continue it. They seem to handle the pressure fairly well so far, to their credit, considering the position they've ended up in. So we'll see if they can make it through. And even then, if they make it through here, though, Graveyard, they've got Incendium Flame to play. The still undefeated team, 10 series in a row in this season, not lost a single one yet. So yeah, when you're looking forward, it's a long road ahead, but if I were them, I'd be focusing fully on the comeback.
Yeah, and there's incentives other than making the grand finals. The winner here gets promoted to Division 3, and then of course the loser still has an opportunity with a couple of games to play to make it to Division 3 as well. But yeah, you know, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Incendia looking like a wrecking ball, and that's a massive mountain to climb, but it's not our mountain to climb now. So it's focus on this game, get through, then figure out how you're going to take down the beast in the grand finals.
Yes, indeed, but I think we're now ready to go. All the players are in, so we might as well kick this one off. So once again, everyone, Symbiotes, Scorn, and ECC9 fighting for a place in the grand finals of Division 4, as the players are now loaded in and ready to go. As we are now beginning, here we are, best of 7 matchup. Let's see how this goes. Kicking off, Climasum and Daxon there. Now Bronny, oh, that's a miss in the corner there, but it won't be too much trouble. Boogies can pick up behind him. Now is Kin to get it out. Pally out into the wing. Wanna go to try pick it up to advance it forward. He is chasing it. Kenny does get a touch, take out the game though, but crucially managed to find a clear down the field. Will respawn inside now. Boogies have to go straight up. Ken again, Boomer into the back. Wobble, he's gonna cut across, but he misses, gets a shooting chance. Cali And now Daxon definitely trying to get it out as he bumped now. Bronny, long shot, and it will find the left side of the net. And that right there is FC Net's first game.
Oh, look at that bump to clear out the defender there. Fabulously done and then placed. And yeah, NetNet they've got momentum with them. They've just come off a win in the last series, where of course Scorn, having lost in the upper bracket, have the wrong side of the momentum. But maybe right away, look, oh no, it's not in! Oh my word, off the post and away. And NetNet survive a scare there, but looking to take advantage of the momentum they've built so far.
Yeah, indeed. The momentum could have been stopped right in the tracks there, but thankfully for them, Kali missed the open net. So, yeah, dodged the bullet to say the least. But now, they keep the one-goal leads, and now it's Boogies trying to keep the pressure going. Here comes Bronny, straight shot into keeper there. Daxon, oh, that's a big miss, gives Kali the 1v1, but he actually doesn't read the ball well, able to catch it. And now Bronny, here he comes, getting into the attack, and now poor clearance from Kali. It gives Boogies a chance to boom it forward. Will's kind of get up to it. Yes, it is into the corner. Now Daxon coming in across net. Will be Bronny to turn into this one. FC Netty with a lot of pressure. Can they find any extra shots? It is Boogies to chip it up for Daxon. He goes to the shot just wide of the net. You can't tell FC Netty momentum well and truly on their side. There's another shot towards the bar. Where is the follow-up double commit? For the side of FC Netty, that is quite clumsy play there, but even still, here comes Boogies, takes that risk, gets that goal, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, the double commit in attack they weren't punished for it. They didn't fall short because of it. In fact, they score. But I have to say that goal has come after a fairly long period of sustained pressure. They have done very, very well, other than one small moment where a whiff in midfield nearly cost them a goal on a counter. But for the most part, their ability to build pressure so far has done very well. They're under a bit of pressure defensively now. Kincaid, oh, with the double faded, gets it home. What a finish.
Yeah, big finish for Kincaid there. Just look at him go. Sure, he missed the first shot, but perfectly reached the bar down bounce. And we'll gear it, no one back for that as they all jumped onto that wall. And so, getting one back there for Symbiotes. They're slowly clawing their way in as Kincaid. Can he get a second one? Kali will secure it off the line. Literally, reboot like that. In a matter of seconds, it's all tied up again.
This is actually quite unbelievable. NetNet have done so well in this game. They dominated up to that point, and then they had a bit of a scramble in defense, conceded the one and now the second almost immediately off kickoff, and all of that hard work is undone. They're at square zero, starting again to try and build a lead.
Back to where they started, and it might be a bit disheartening considering the work we've put into that. There's 2 blunders on defense, and you're back to the beginning of the game. It's halfway gone, but feels like we're right back at the beginning of 5 minutes. So let's see if they can bring it back into their favor as they are playing defense right now. Boogies has 2 players to deal with. Actually, it's a weak touch. Daxon, what can he do? Calibanson actually pre-jumps it, and a Kincaid coming into the play. It is shot out to the side. Daxon now with Boogies to work with. He decides to go solo on this one. A good air dribble. He stops it on the back wall. Now Boogies coming in like a floater in front of the net. Bronny blocked by Wills, and now counter attack can come out as it is a double cut with Symbiotes. Daxon centering it for one of his teammates. Here comes Boogies, wide shot again. Bronny in for the finish, and Kincaid turns it into net. And there you have it. The center pressure pays off once more for FC.
Yeah, and I think this is a good reflection of this game in terms of NetNet have had the better of the game. They've had more territorial pressure, they've had more possession, they've been pushing up. Whereas Scorn, they had a brief great period where they leveled things up. And this is good. Will that be a 2-goal lead? It will. And look at this, 2 goals in about 10 seconds for Brody, and they have re-established their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, they have, and Bronny, he's been on fire this game. A hat-trick to his name. What a standout performance so far. And even though both of his goals technically going off of an opposing player to be into the net. Still, you take that, and now it is back on attack for Symbiotes. Kincaid's shot blocked by Boogies. Again, Wills, he's up for this. Now, double commit, Caliban will finish again to bring one back. And again, that short set of pressure pickup does reward them once more. And with a minute 19 to go, we've only got to find one more here, Great, but they're back in it once more.
It's such a strange game. You know, it's kind of like Scorn are just keeping themselves in this game. You know, they haven't had the best of games, but they're keeping themselves in it. They've gone behind. Now it's within one game, and really a lot of time left to level it up. And it would not surprise me the way this is going if we land up with a game 1 overtime.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked as now we're into the final minute. Speaking of, and it is Dax to the attack. Oh, that's a beautiful infield pass, but Boogies will turn on it. And now we see Kali coming out once more. Nothing doing there. And now as well as he finds the center, Daxon has to deal with this, takes it to his own corner. Here comes Kincaid. He's been a dangerous shooter so far in this game as Wills comes in well off the target. Now Bronny, he's taking his time with this one. He knows that he needs to burn as much time off the clock as he can. As Daxon dives in for that. Double commit again. Kali puts the left wing. And now Boogie is patiently waiting for his one to strike, but it is a double commit still. It's over to Daxon. Can he find the shot? It's off the bar. It was a good setup though, and now there will be a counter-attack opportunity. Boogies again take his time with this one. He's got no boost to work with. Can't get over to Wills. There is Daxon. Can I get in touch with him? Yes, but it's not great. It's Kincaid now coming in, drops it down, and it is just wide of the net. Wills can't get the angle. Crumble in front of the net, and now Daxon will get the clear. This will touch the ground, and a scary moment at the end for ECC9, but they just barely hold on for the win.
Well, they've done what they had to do, but a very strange game from them. They took a 2-goal lead twice, and then I don't know if they sort of took their foot off the gas, or maybe Symbiotes were like, okay, we need to step it up. But they got a bit nervy once they were ahead, and I don't know if they were looking to retreat into themselves a little bit and hang on to the lead, and almost getting that into. And in fact, if Scorn had been able to get a couple of angles close to the end, we could be in overtime right now. But it is the team with more momentum, NetNet, coming off their win in the last series, who take the opener, game 1. But a best of 7, it's a long haul. Game 1 is just a start. They got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, they do indeed. The thing that concerns me about ECC9, like you saw halfway through that game, they had a 2-goal lead, and then suddenly they just gave 2 away for seemingly no reason. And that, you know, does concern me going into this one. Like, you know, once they get a lead, can they manage to hold on to it for long enough? Because they're giving away, you know, leads that easily, then, you know, Symbiotes can, you know, play a lot more solidly going later on in the series. Then, like, it could be bad news for ECC9. So mentally, I'm not too convinced just yet for ECC9. Sure, it was a good game, but even for both teams, inconsistent overall and rather strange as you described it, Great Bear. But here we are into game 2. It was a close affair in the first one, so let's see if it goes different now.
Well, Symbiotes, Scorn, they're the team that have to step it up. They've got to get themselves back in the series. And of course, best of 7, there is a little bit more time to get set up, but you don't want to go too behind. So they're going to want to make this a best of 5 by taking this. And it's this has got to be their game to step it up and take the game to NetNet and push them back a little and not spend so much time up against their own goal line. Yeah,
so already starting off in this game, ECC9 find themselves in the opposing half. Fairly stable start, both sides. Like Daxon forces 2 attackers out. What can he do with this? Gets a pass Will as well. Kincaid back there, but he actually misses, and now Daxon possession. What can he do with this? He's got someone to work with in midfield, but an early challenge from Pyro, who I think is actually just subbed in for the side of Symbiotes, if I'm not mistaken. So that's an interesting thing, isn't it, Greybeard? Like, already after the first game you lose, you're already making your 1 substitution you're allowed in a series. I mean, what do you think of that?
Well, so far it's working for them.
Yeah.
See comment there. Kincaid, nice catch, nice control, popped it up for himself, And what placement, the top left-hand corner there. And it's hard to know if it's a panicky move, like, okay, we need to get another player in here. Was there a technical issue? It's hard to know, but it can be destabilizing. But I don't know throughout the season how much of a role their sub has played for them, and if they've done this priorly or not. But but it's working well. Caliman Sam gets the second, and as we said at the start here, it is Symbiotes stepping it up, looking much better here, Faden.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 2-0, you know, effectively flipping the script for the last game, aren't they? They find themselves 2-0 up. And, you know, with their sub Pyro, who admittedly hasn't had much involvement so far, but, I mean, fair play to Symbiotes. You know, they had a really tough last game, but now they're starting to step it up. Pressure here for FC9 Neat here. So can they survive for this attack? His Boogie's up. He will get the beat and the shot as well. It will find the top right. So FC9 Neat, we were talking about them. They went down, but they found themselves back in it. Still got one goal to find. But we'll hopefully be able to kill this new momentum that Symbiotes have found.
Well, good to see from them, because this was the first time they've been behind. They weren't behind at any time during the last game. So good to see they're bringing the fight when they do find themselves going behind. But it has been a different game for them because Symbiotes have not allowed them to have as much territorial pressure. They've been a little bit more effective in taking the ball out, going around the side, a long clear, and then following those, and that's worked well for them. But now with NetNet having gotten one, they're pretty much right back in it, and now we see them starting to build the pressure we saw from them in game one.
Yeah, indeed. So I feel like, you know, Symbiotes have been doing a lot better defensively. Okay, never mind. That is the casters. Carter Bronny gets one bar down, and one of those long shots that he's been finding. And again, Cali missing there. The other defender unable to get a touch on it as well. So I was about to credit Symbiotes for their relatively strong defense so far. Rumbles just like that, and you know, as we see now, FC9 Neat back in it, 2-2 around the halfway mark, but it could be a chance for Cali. No, he gets bumped out. Pyro now for the follow-up. It looks like it will be FC9 Neat getting out on a counter.
But it is, you mentioned the flipped script. It's almost exactly a mirrored version of that first game, with the one team taking the 2-goal lead, the other team now catching up in a short space of time. And honestly, that second goal has to go down as a giveaway. That wasn't a banger. That's really, 9 times out of 10, that shot is being saved. So Symbiotes will be a little disappointed they let that one go. But now they're on attack, although, okay, Kincaid's going to pick it up at the back and bring it back forward. And there is a lot more pressure from Symbiotes, but now they're going to have to make it count because they've given up the cushion they had.
Yeah, they did, and you know, as you read to the second goal, it was a pretty silly way to like go down with just 2 big whiffs of defense. And you know, it's a bit odd to see considering how they played up until that point, but you just can't be giving those away, especially in a playoff situation like this. So now it will be Pyro putting the ball the wrong way, but still it will be called off by his teammate. Now Pyro in defense, can he get this one? Yes, backflips into it. Now Daxter coming in, he whiffs there, so gives up any opportunity out of scoring. And now Boogie's, it's awkward, Kincaid has to get it onto the net. Bronny saves. Here is Daxton out into Bronny, looking to push this one off the field once more. Daxton there has to pick up again, but Cali doing a great job of keeping the ball in the opposing half. Now it's Pyro with a shooting chance. Boogie's unable to make it, and it is the sub coming in this time. He finally gets himself on the board. Just over a minute to go.
Yeah, nice 50 there from Caliman, and then the finish from Pyro, the sub getting involved, getting in the action, and the mirrored version of last game continues. It is Symbiotes who get 1 goal back, and if the script is to continue, we'll see them score again in the next 20 seconds or so, and then we'll see if NetNet can do anything. But right now they're going to be focused on getting it leveled up and maybe getting into that game 2 overtime opportunity cleared away. And for now, I think Symbiotes going to be happy to hold on and just see it through to the end. Is that going to be a nice redirect? Kincaid's up off the backboard. Oh, that was looking really good, really threatening, but it remains just a 1-goal lead.
looking very promising to follow the ECC script, seemingly, to get a fourth goal, and they may actually still get it, as it is a shot attempt off the back wall. Kali comes in, no, Dax saves it. Now it will be Kincaid. What can he do with this? I think he just wants to run time off the clock, which is fair enough, especially when you've got just such a small margin. As Kali comes in, final shot, he misses, but he does fake out the defender. Pyro odds the backboard. Kali will try to pick it up, no need though, he lets it drop. It is Symbiotes getting back into it, yet another close game, but they managed to close it out there.
Yeah, well, now we are now down to a best of 5 and a much more even game. FC Net in that first game had the better of the action, the aggression, but this it sort of ebbed and flowed better. It seemed a lot more even, but Symbiotes scored without a doubt the better team, getting those 2 early goals, and then a couple of mistakes, letting NetNet back into the game. They got the one ahead, so better, but only just. This is very, very close. This is not being dominated one way or the other. One game apiece. The series is being set up very, very nicely.
Yeah, it is indeed, and this one could go to 6, maybe even 7 games at this rate. Whereas both these teams, I feel like nerves are definitely affected. Like, could be playing a lot better. There's those things where, stupid mistakes are being made, quite frank, ones that absolutely you should not be making at this level, especially in a playoff situation. So those are things that really, those small whiffs that are being made, and those missed rotations, whatever it may be, need to be fixed up now. And if they can prevent those easy goals being conceded, put it that way, then maybe they could have an easier time. So, one apiece now into the third game. A long way to go here, so you can get the go-ahead goal here.
And when teams are fairly evenly matched, it tends to come down to one of two things: either a moment or two of individual brilliance, or a moment of team whiffs. So it might come down to who makes the fewer mistakes. Oh, nice Pyro into the middle, looking for a teammate, doesn't find it. But good start here from Symbiotes. They're looking to get early aggression. They don't want to allow NetNet to build the pressure that they've been very good at doing. And so far, it's doing okay, but no goals.
Yeah, no goals. We like to see a lot of goals here, though. I think for these teams' sakes, and maybe would be better for them, as it is quite a slow start to the game. And for Symbiotes, that's maybe what I expect. But never mind. Here comes Boogie. He's cutting the play to get the first goal. We just see as a vomit. He chips it forward, but nobody getting onto that ball. Someone has to be challenging that. But nevertheless, Boogie, he follows through, gets the shot behind the last defender, and will open up the scoring once again. And when you mentioned it, Greybeard, with Symbiotes, they don't want to let FC9 have the early pressure, but they're giving it away here, and this is where FC9 would be the more comfortable here when they are ahead.
Yeah, and Pyro in that last goal, I think a little bit caught between. There was no one back, and he was trying hard to get back into net to cover that, but then no one challenging the ball, giving too much room for NetNet. And the first job here for Symbiotes is going to be, okay, let's not concede another. Let's keep it tight and find a way. Oh, look at this! The pull shot, Boomer, the double. He can't find it, Kincaid. That would have been a very interesting goal. They almost get it. Now it's 1v1 on the other side. Brawny back to Boogies. Boogie's trying to bring around the corner. Dax is up. Boogies is up. Double commit, and now it can be cleared. But now we see NetNet building the pressure that they love to do.
Absolutely, and this is where I feel like they are in their prime, when they can just play upfield, play very aggressive. And now, though, it is Symbiotes the other side trying to do something with Boogie's very good patience. Into Daxon, the infield pass, and the shot. Wonderful play from these two. And if you want to see these kind of passing plays, finally FC9 bring them out. Great teamwork between those two. And now 2-0 up yet again, just like the first game. Still got 3 minutes to go, so we know anything can happen with this one. But for FC9, they are getting this one started on the right note.
Oh, Faded, to see that play, it's an absolute joy to watch when those plays come off. Nice team play, good result from the pressure they were building. Another opportunity. Boogie's a little ambitious going for that. He misses, and now a problem on the other side, but Dax will make sure the attack goes no further. Pyro, though, has an opportunity. Kincaid looking for a touch off the backboard, doesn't get it. And pressure immediately turned around from net. And now the game seeming to open up a little, and we're going to see Symbiotes. They've got to chase this game, chase it hard. And so far, the script has been one team scores 2 goals, the other team levels it up. Can they do it in the third game again?
We know they have it in them, but currently FC Netney, this is probably the best we've seen them play so far this series. That defense is looking strong. I say with the attackers, Bronny Okidu is on, nearly does it, but Kali cuts in to make the save. But it is still pressure on Pyro, not a lot of boost, chips it forward, gives it away to Boogies there, and now it is Kali trying to get to RBC. Boost is beginning to become a slight problem for them. Sure, they're able to make those clears, but inevitably FC Netney can pick up on it. But that is a demo, that opens things up. Can Pyro, the super sub, do something with this off the backwood and the bump? Boogie sees the incoming shot. Now Pyro, he won't be able to keep possession, but actually puts it over his own teammate. No disaster there though. Kali was back, but you can tell the way the Symbiotes are playing. It's a lot more awkward for them. They can't find any good clearances downfield, especially to each other. There's just one man, booms it down the field, and immediately it's turned over, and suddenly they're under attack again. And reports of final minute grade beard, and also I think FC Netney will be able to close this one now with a clean sheet even. Not if Kali can get the goal. Double taps it, and that's a cast curse for all.
You know, I mean, a great effort here and a nice read to follow up on a shot there from Caliman. And what I have liked about what NetNeat have done, they got the 2-goal lead, and then they continued with their plan of building that pressure, and they kept the pressure on the other side rather than retreat. And they've gotten unlucky here to concede, and will it happen again? It won't. But I think that has been the better play for them. And now, look, it's very tight. When there's 1 goal, it's always tight, and they've got about 45 seconds to do it. Oh, the shot going just wide. But I think they've approached their lead a bit better in this game than in game 1.
And I felt like with FC Netney, when they got a lead in that first game, like I felt like they just pulled back a little bit too much, tried to hold us that lead, when really they should be playing the same way no matter what, trying to go for more goals and keep Symbiotes uncomfortable, and that's exactly what they've done here. They're still going for it, even though it's so late into the game, they only have a 1-goal lead. They're keeping offensive pressure, keeping the opponents out as much as they can, and now it's into attack once more. 10 seconds to go. Kincaid trying to get a touch into his teammate. They're looking for a final attack, but as you can see, Boost is a problem, and now Daxon will just try to get the touchdown. Pyro is at least keeping it up, but actually again getting the touch. This will surely drop down in a second. Still in possession here, and his Symbiotes, they are really trying to get this one now, but in the end it will roll down. FC Netney 2-1 up, and yet again another 1-goal game we're having here. Tell how close these two sides are, but FC Netney, they've definitely had the better plan going into that one.
Yeah, interesting how it's gone. NetNeat, overall advantage in game 1 and in game 3. Game 2 was a lot closer. Symbiotes slightly better, obviously. They took the game, but it was tight. And what's interesting for me is that every game we have seen fewer goals. So another indication of how this is tightening up. And it wouldn't surprise me if the next game, whoever wins it, it's a 1-goal game. Someone's going to win it 1-0. So we'll see if that trend continues. But again, Symbiotes are having to chase the series. Not where they want to be, but it's what they have to do right now. Get the next game and then worry about getting 2 more to take the series.
Yeah, that's the objective of Symbiotes, to get a good enough performance in to at least level it once more, because FC Netney, they could be looking to run away with this one. They've had, a very solid game there, and they've been playing decently well overall and have been improving throughout the series. So see now, can they keep that going? Question this one as we go to Utopia Coliseum for our 4th game on the series. It's the opportunity for FC Netney to get onto match point here, and they would be a step closer to making it to the finals, especially as the 4th-seeded team. But here we go, kicking off with game 4 of the series, and it's Callie and Daxon, just like at the start of the first game, facing up for the kickoff now. Ball loose in midfield. Kincaid picking it up. He's got a bit of space to work with Boogies, close it down really quickly though. Kali now chipping it over one, only as far as Daxon though. It is into the side, and now infield, Boogies will look to chase it down. It is put into him, and now look at the solo play, but Kincaid, he is quick on to that one. Running now, poor touch. He actually allows the opponents a chance shot on net, but nowhere near enough power behind it. So this time it's Symbiotes actually with a bit more of the pressure, but mostly the ball's been lingering in the midfield as it is Boogie's third man. Great challenge, well timed. Now things will start to settle out more.
All right, so this is what I think is going to happen. Any moment now, Symbiotes are going to score, and then they will score a second. What happens after that, I'm not entirely sure, but I think Symbiotes are going to score 2 goals, as we have seen in every other game, with alternating teams scoring open, although a miss from Kincaid is going to create strife for his team. Great work from Pyro to clean up a little bit of a mess that had been created, and now perhaps they can create an opportunity on the other side. Pyro looking, he misses. Kincaid is going to put it wide, and it's easily touched away. But a fairly, well, we've had a minute 20, and it's been fairly tight. But Symbiotes, again, as we've seen, they have the better. It's their turn to have more pressure.
Yeah, indeed. And as you were speaking earlier, you know, making that prophecy, you can say, a 2-0 lead at least for Symbiotes. After that, you've got no clue, and obviously that's a fair prediction to make. So we'll see if the trend continues. Symbiotes, they've had their fair share of chances, so maybe they are on track to score first. But now it's FC90. Dax looking for a double touch, but brings it for Bronny off the post. Boogie's the follow-up. He misses the mark. Had to get over those 2 defenders, and it is cleared out. Now Kali trying to race Bronny's ball, but Bronny gets there in time. Now 15 boost, looking for a center. No, just pings it forward into Pyro. Now Boogie's coming for the follow-up shot. It's off the bar, and someone needs to get onto this ball now, otherwise Dax is going to come in. He is blocked. Bronny now, Pyro wins the 50-50. That is huge, and now it is into Boogie's, into the corner. And it is now Kali's turn, but we're now halfway to the game. Greybeard, still we're scoreless, very unlike this series at the moment, and it really feels like one of those teams just waiting for that one big opportunity to get a goal.
Well, maybe I need... Oh, what's going to develop here? Boogies is up, he misses, and Kincaid will touch it into the corner. Perfect opportunity for NetNet to take a lead. They squandered the opportunity, and perhaps I should have stuck with my between game prediction of this ending 1-0, because that's looking more likely right now, because action on both sides, most of the attacking play from Symbiotes, but either way, neither team able to find the net, and it's getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah, it is indeed, and we are seeing FC9 trying to break their way into the box, but that ball going to be going well out is Kincaid. He's going for that double touch, can't quite make it. Daxon now clears it long. And now it's Kali to pick it up, gets it over one. It's caught in the midfield battle. Kincaid up again, touches it forward. There's no one back currently. Daxon must get a touch. And he does exactly that. But now Kali sending another one into the mid. Will be Boogie's put out to the side. Here comes Bronny. What can he do? Touched it downfield, but it is straight into Pyro. What it feels like at this rate, it's just a lot of back and forth play. That no one really able to take control and finds those passes that are needed. But wait, the net is open. Can Bronny get to it? Oh, it was so awkward to get up to it, but nonetheless it goes towards the net, and perhaps in the most unlikely way possible. Yeah, it was a double commit in that scenario, and one mistake, and it is FC90 ahead.
And it was that kind. It's been that kind of game, waiting for someone to make the mistake, because it has been so tight. And look, I think both teams may be being more concerned with conceding rather than looking to get a goal. So that often when teams are approaching a game that way, you see a lot of that back and forth play, that sort of rinse and repeat, and almost the second coming out from NetNet, and now under a minute to go, the flip reset shot, but Bronny's there and will get a fairly easy clear, and a little bit nervy now, because if NetNet take this game, I fully back them to win the series in the next game, having broken the pattern of one team winning then the other.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I want to comment actually on the way you think these teams are approaching, whereas you are more concerned about conceding than actually getting the goals. I feel like that's not actually a good, that's like a former competitive player. That's not the mentality you want. ideally you want to be playing to win rather than playing not to lose. You know, it sounds similar, but they're very different things here, and that's the way I think both teams have been playing. But now the FC9 have gotten that goal, they have a bit more freedom. But Pyro, oh, late chance. It is off the post now. Boogies will pick it up and at least gets to the ground. FC9 only took one goal, but they put themselves onto match point. And this one, that's actually the first time we've had a clean sheet from either of these teams here. You just look at the stats, it was incredibly close once again. But in the end, FC9 they managed to win 2 in a row, and now giving themselves every opportunity here to make it a win in the series.
You know, we talk a lot about caster's curse when you say something and the opposite happens on field. Very occasionally, you say things that actually work out, and it makes you feel very smart. Because every game has scored less goals, and I thought perhaps this game might go to that one, and there we go, a 1-goal game. They win it 1-0. So where does it go to from here? A 0-goal overtime in the next game? I'm not sure, but this is now a tough situation for Symbiotes. They're the second place team, and they're under threat here of going out in the lower bracket. So it's crunch time for them.
Yeah, it is absolutely crunch time. There's no other way to put it. And, it's a big, alarm bells going to be ringing in the back of their head to say that. Because if you're not able to get even a single goal here, then that's not going to be good news. So they will have to try and stick it through if they can. And maybe actually, go a bit more balls to the wall, can you say, instead of the way they're playing last time, where it was a lot more passive, just waiting for a mistake to happen, which sure, inevitably will come along, but if you're the one that makes the mistake first, then bad news for you. So let's see what Symbiotes do here. They got a lot of work ahead of them now into the 5th game, and it is Pyro to try start things early. Aggressive, you have to kick up, and now it's Boogies down the other end. It is Dave and Bronny, Dax and Bronny will be bumping into each other there, so now it gives a chance for Symbiotes to attack again. A demo comes through, but Callie's over his head. Kincaid picks it up, air dribble, can he do it on his own? The 50-50 isn't great, but the bump, that's massive, and it is Callie to get the first goal here for Symbiotes, and that's exactly the start they need.
Fantastic start for them, 25 seconds. They couldn't score an entire 5-minute game of Rocket League. Here they've done it in 25 seconds, and this is good. That will settle them. And from here, I'd love to see a lot more intent going forward. Not just the booming balls, but a little bit of thought. What happens after that first hit? How do we find each other? How do we keep the ball in our possession? And whether it's through passing plays or just the controlled touches. But immediately we're seeing a lot more intent, a lot more aggression coming from Symbiotes. They know their back's up against the wall, and they're very pleased to see how they're approaching this game.
Yeah, you could tell they made use of that 1-minute break very well, because up until this point you didn't have much plan going into it. They were just winging it, but now perhaps realized that, okay, we're going to have to do a lot more here, and they do find some of the defense, but yeah, you can tell they have a clear approach to this one, and it's not just brain dead autopilot Rocket League that they're playing. This is, somewhat structured in a way that they're trying to do things. And now with a back and forth passing play, it is Dax. I can't get up to it, but Bronny demo will allow them a little bit of extra space. Do inevitably have to back off there, and now here comes Bronny, touches it forward into Boogies. Oh, but he backflips it with a huge chance that he had to shoot, but it is going to be going Ori there. And it is now Symbiote. My word, they're playing incredible at the moment, seemingly. As Kincaid off of Callie's pass. What a banger there, and they put themselves 2 ahead.
Man, the read, the communication there, and the finish from Kincaid was just sensational there. And you often wonder, suddenly seeing Symbiotes play, I go, okay, now I can see why they're the second place team in the league. And they seem to have waited a very long time to bring out this play, because this is without question the best we've seen them play in the series.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's late into the series we're seeing both these teams bring out the best versions, but as one FC9, boy, what's happening with them? That was another double commit from them, and now they have to try and transition this one out the field, but Kincaid, again, reading that play well. Is that going to drop down? What can Boogers do to this? Oh, he does manage to be a Pyro. Has Cali in the back. He needs to beat him again. He doesn't actually have to if he forces both of them to whiff. And now it is dropping into the box. Cali, not the best clearance. Gives Bronny a chance, but my word, no power behind that one. Now Boogers backing off, saves it to the side, but it's straight into Kincaid, and it will drop in front. Cali will get the third goal. Symbiotes, they are on fire right now. Have to go and a 3-goal cushion with it.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time, it is the first time we've seen a 3-goal difference in a game. And that play starting early, Brawny having a shot on net, and the shot was so soft, he essentially laid it at the feet of Symbiotes, and then they just brought it forward, and in almost one motion, found a way to score another goal, and they are looking more threatening than we've seen them throughout the series. And if they can keep this up for 3 games, they'll take the series. Oh, but this is awkward, and it's going to find its way in. It looks like everybody had a touch on that before it made its way to the net. Oh, man. Cali, man, the pancake on the backboard. Oh, dear. But they've given one up. They still have a 2-goal lead, though.
Yeah, you could call that many things. I mean, unlucky, messy. Like, if Mikey was here, he'd be saying shambolic even. My words. I mean, what? I mean, it's a goal, sure, for FC Net, not in the clearest way possible, but nonetheless, they've got one back at least. They have time to get back at one, so yeah, anything is possible. This series has proven that that statement can very well be true, especially in Rocket League, as there's Daxon on his own. He gets the bump, but he's got no boost. Now Kincaid down the field. Boogers gets it past him. Pyro now up for it. Maybe he can land a double touch. No, he won't get it. Bronny now puts it towards the backboard. Kincaid up for this. Clears it to the side. But you can see FC90 going for this, but now it's Cali, a big miss. And now Boogers play here. Bronny, what can he do? Touched it downfield. Boogers will try to meet it. And whilst FC90 surely have a lot of control right now, oh no, that double commit has completely killed any chance they had a scoring in that attack. And the minute mark, Greybeard, looks like Symbiotes will be able to hold on to this one and force a 6th game.
Yeah, you know, it was the first time we saw NetNet get involved in this game with some pressure. Oh my word! What a clutch save there, but 2 mistakes of their own making put pay to their offensive pressure and relieved that pressure when the double commit up front, a miss, which they had to scramble back in defense. But at least they are making an appearance here, and they're having opportunities. Are they going to get there? They will. Dax will find the net, and they've got 33 seconds to find a third. This is sweaty times for both teams. My word, NetNet can take it down now. If they can find 2 goals, I'm not sure they can.
Yeah, I'm not sure they can yet, but they've given a glimpse of hope at least. Half a minute to get at least another goal to force overtime in this one, as it is going to be a Symbiotes. I know they're going to be just putting everything they can to make sure no goal goes in, but Kincaid taking it to play. It's Daxon. He'll jump us over a second. 2 versus 1 situation. Someone needs to go for the bump. Maybe it's not needed. 1-2 play, and Daxon will finish it. I don't believe it's great, but we thought they'd have no chance to go back into this game, but proven us wrong. 3 30 seconds spare. May well be going to an overtime here.
What a turnaround. Symbiotes, they had this game. This has been their game to lose, and they have put themselves, oh my word! Where is Max been this entire game? He's been so quiet in the series. Suddenly, he's brought the fire, and they have overcome 3 goals, and now we're ahead. Unbelievable.
This is astounding. I can't believe my eyes. It was 3-0 down, and now they may well be going to the finals here. Ball still up temporarily. Kincaid trying to keep Symbiotes in it, but it will drop to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, FC90, the 4th seeded team coming into this one, will be booking a place in the grand finals to take on Zendia Flame. My goodness, what a series and a banger of a last game. Mate, FC90, they're going to be, they're going to be very, very pleased with that pick. What a game.
It's astonishing. At 33 seconds left on the clock, we had a conversation that NetNet could take the series down if they could score 2 goals. And we were fairly unanimous that well, we don't see a way for that to happen. They did it. What a comeback. What a turnaround. Symbiotes will be furious, though. They came out this game. They looked fantastic. It was the best we've seen them in the entire series. And then they took their foot off the gas. The first goal from NetNet was a little bit of a scramble, maybe a bit lucky, a bit shambolic. But then they let it all go. Unbelievable. But NetNet, what a performance. What a fantastic series for them.
Yeah, that was my words. Indescribable, that kind of thing. But it's proven time and time again that Division 4, I mean, sure, it's the lowest division, and sometimes we see, absolutely, unthinkable stuff here, and in the negative connotation. But moments like that in these playoff games just proves that Division 4 could have something special. And so they come back into that one. I mean, unbelievable. Congratulations, FC NetNet. What a performance from them to get back into that one. And you see the bracket on the screen at the moment. They're in the finals against Ascendia Flame, the best team here. I mean, they maybe have it in them to at least challenge them. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but either way, we're going to find out after this break. I think we all need it after watching that thrilling end. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly to get the grand finals underway of Division 4 Ascendia Flame and FC NetNet. Do not go anywhere.